Race for Minnesota's District 3B House seat is one of the most expensive races on the ballot, and it's gaining a lot of attention. After 46 years of the seat being held by Democrat Mary Murphy, in the 2022 election, Republican Natalie Zeleznikar turned the seat red. But now a new challenger, Mark Munger, whose family has deep ties in the region, is looking to turn it back to blue. Northern News Now's Jeffrey McClure heard from both candidates and breaks down this tightly contested race.
It's the first time somebody defeated a 46-year incumbent. So that's pretty amazing.
It's been 2 years since Republican Representative Natalie Zeleznikar beat out longtime DFL'er Mary Murphy by just 33 votes. Now, she's running as the incumbent in November's general election. Her opponent, Democrat Mark Munger.
I think there are certainly 34 votes to be found for Mark Munger. Interesting thing is that Mary Murphy lost her home city of Hermantown by 95 votes. I've got a lifetime of work in the Hermantown community, 40 plus years now. So I think, Hermantown is a key to this election.
Munger also says that Biden winning the district by 5 points makes him believe there will be support for both him and Harris's campaign this year. On the state level, many see this race as having a major impact on the Democratic grip currently in St. Paul with Minnesota's DFL trifecta. Some $300,000 have been spent by independent groups, making this the 5th most expensive House race in the state, according to NPR.
I ignore all that. I quite frankly turn off all that noise a couple months before the election, and I just do my game, like I've done my entire life, is work hard, keep my eye on what I'm trying to do.
I think we need to get it out of politics. I mean, this should not be a rich person's game. You can not take public financing and spend your whole fortune if you want to. I don't think that's where we should be. I just don't think that's where we should be. We shouldn't be buying elections. We should be talking about issues and trying to resolve problems.
When looking at issues, the two candidates share a similar focus on health care and child care, but the biggest point the two agree on is the focus of making political discourse civil again. In her time in office, Zeleznikar says she has shown she can do bipartisan work, citing bills she has worked together with DFL'er Grant Highschild on.
I don't think you get 5 bills passed as a freshman legislator with an R behind your name when you're under one-party Democrat rule if you don't do that. And I got appointed by Chair Zhang as a Democrat on the Workforce Committee to be on the conference committee as one of the only Republicans that was appointed.
And while Munger doesn't have political experience, he is ready to live up to his name and serve his community much like his uncle, Willard Munger, did.
My old Uncle Willard, who was in the legislature for 43 years, some of the best allies he had on his conservation and environmental bills were not Democrats, but they were conservative Republican farmers. He got along with them. Why? Because they could sit at a table and talk about issues.
In Duluth, Jeffrey McClure, Northern News Now.
Both candidates are enrolled in campaign fundraising and have cap spending. According to Munger, his is set at $88,000. Meanwhile, Zeleznikar, as the incumbent, has a lower cap at $80,000. For continued coverage on this race, be sure to stay with Northern News Now on air and online. We did reach out to both Minnesota DFL and GOP campaign offices to ask about spending in this particular race and why it might be getting so much financial attention. DFL Chairman Ken Martin provided us a statement. While he didn't directly answer our question, he says in part voters are being flooded with mail and ads right now, but he adds the DFL is confident voters will still reject Zeleznikar and what he calls her unpopular record. We have not heard back from the GOP. Tomorrow